to the low 40s this afternoon. A couple light rain showers possible. There'll be ongoing snow showers up in the North Carolina mountains, so a flake or two isn't out of the question around here, but just don't hope for a lot. We're cold, mid-20s overnight. And then for our Tuesday, partly cloudy but cold, upper 30s. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hello, everyone. This is Joshua Doby, president of North Main Financial Group. At North Main Financial Group, we move to where you need us. Investment management, insurance planning, and estate strategies. No two people are the same, so we customize our planning based upon your needs. Reach out to us at northmainfinancial.com. That's northmainfinancial.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Thrive Here Live in the Town of Huntersville. I am Commissioner Edwin Quarles, and as I always say, we're going to have a great show today. Today I have newly elect CMS District Board member Dr. Charlitta Hatch in studio with me today, and we have a lot to talk about, from campaigning to Christmas to being a mommy to being sworn in here soon. So this is going to be a great show today, and if you want to know more about your District 1 CMS representative, this is a show that you want to watch and you want to share with others, because CMS is the heart of, I would think, or school board, I would think is the heart of any elected position there is, because it starts with our children. So again, welcome, Dr. Hatch.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, man, I'm excited for you because, look, we connected on the campaign trail, and we had banners on the same pieces of property throughout Huntersville. You are a joy to get to know.
Aww.
And anyone who wants to know their elected District 1 representative, they need to get to know you, because you are phenomenal.
Thank you. And I have to start by saying you are also phenomenal. I will never forget being a newcomer and you reaching out to me as soon as you heard that I filed.
Absolutely.
And you know, in spaces like this, not everyone is as kind and as gracious, sharing relationships, knowledge. I really feel like I was able to be somewhat successful because of your coaching and your leadership. So thank you.
Wow. Well, it's good to hear that sometime, because I guess, you know, in my position, I rarely get the compliments.
Yes. Well, yes. Mostly people aren't really always reaching out to say thank you.
Yes,
so I'm going to do it for you.
Well, I thank you so much. But my colleagues will tell you I do a lot of things behind the scene. I don't be looking for the credit for a lot of things I do, because I do it from my heart. I can tell you you're just going to serve from your heart just by getting to know you. Again, CMS will be blessed to have you sworn in here soon. But how was your weekend?
My weekend was awesome. I spent 12 hours in student outcomes focused governance training. So 8 hours on Saturday and 4 hours on Sunday. And it was really enlightening, because you know how when you're going for any job and you have the job description and you think you know what the job is, till you get into the job and you're like, oh, this is nothing like what was on the job description. And it was very interesting to learn about the way in which the board sets the vision and really tries to stay out of being the superintendent and focus on the culture of the community, the values of the community, and keeping the vision at the forefront. And there was basically, the training was, how do you do that in this space as a board member? On the flip side, though, I took my ham bone from Thanksgiving and made white beans and ham soup. And it was awesome. And I know it was awesome because my 8-year-old ate it. And he doesn't like food mixed in together. So, yes.
Ham bone.
Yes.
White beans soup.
Yep. So, I mean, it was white beans and carrots and celery and the ham bone and seasoning and chicken broth. And I had it slow cooking all day, and it was awesome.
It sounds delicious.
It was. It was.
Is that your specialty?
Well, this was the first time I made it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to try some for the first time for Christmas. I went home for Thanksgiving, and my mom did some salt and vinegar potato chips.
Homemade?
Oh, yes, homemade. Oh, my stars.
You know how it's funny? Like, you don't even think, oh, I can make this homemade.
Yeah.
How do you make homemade? Well, I guess with potatoes.
Yeah, but I somewhat have her recipe.
Somewhat, see.
My mom shared a lot of things with me,
Yeah,
but I
but
don't master it until she stands over me and says,
right,
okay.
because
Yeah.
she forgets this part and all that,
Yes.
the extra secret stuff.
Yeah, so mom is coming for Christmas this year. We rotate brothers Virginia, North Carolina for Christmas. So my mom will be here. I think I'm the best cook in my family, and we have cook-offs.
Oh.
She might be watching, she might not be watching, but I think I can beat my mom cooking now.
Oh, now this is crazy.
No, I'm serious.
Look, I hope if y'all are listening, please comment below if you think that Edwin could beat his. Is your mama from the South?
Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, that's just kind of basically the South.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
below the Mason-Dixon line. Do you think that Edwin can beat his Mason-Dixon line below mama in cooking? And I'm going to bet with mama.
Okay.
Who-
I'm trying to tell you.
Who you don't even know if you fully have the recipe for the
For the
salt and vinegar
chips.
chips. Yeah.
But I tell you what, if she wants turkey, oh man, I got her.
Well, that's one thing.
That's one. But
Yeah, okay,
that's
so
quite a few other things.
Are there things that you can cook that's better than your mom? Yes, but in totality.
There we that doctor again. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Hatch.
Yes, in totality of all the meals and all the things.
You know what impressed me about you is even during the campaign trail, I would get off course and you would just reel me back
Like
in.
right now, I'm trying to save you.
Yeah. And that's why I like you as a friend. I mean, you are my sister. And your mom said, you make sure you take care of her. No, you might want to say, I'm going to make sure she take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm like, this call is being recorded. Do you really want to go down saying you're a better cook than your mama?
Well, I tell you what, you mentioned Mason-Dixon line, all that. Where are you from originally?
Well, I am so proud to say I am from Charlotte, and I love saying this. I'm not just from Charlotte, I'm for Charlotte. My mom went to West Charlotte.
Okay.
My dad went to West Meck. I met my husband in the 10th grade at Vance, which is Julius Chambers, and I have a third grader in CMS. So we are a CMS family,
Okay.
and we are from here.
So you're Charlitta from Charlotte.
Charlitta from Charlotte.
All right. If you didn't know anything else or learn anything on the campaign trail, we all know Charlitta from Charlotte.
Yes, yes.
And you also have the signature glasses. You rock those glasses. I'm very observant. No matter what outfit you wearing, your glasses match your outfit.
Okay, so there is a story behind that. So when I turned 40, which was in 2024,
Okay.
my daughter was 2 when I turned 40. So when you turn 40, people are like, oh, yes, you're living into life. Like, this is the decade where you're going to be free. And then when you say you're 40 with a 2-year-old, their demeanor changes. They're like, oh, okay. Oh, you got a long way to go, right?
Yeah.
And so around that time, I was at the gas station.
Okay.
And this man asked me, was I with my grandchild? And I'm like, exactly. And so I'm like, am I really giving grandma when,
Wow.
am I that person in the preschool program where there are people who are 25 and I look like I'm dropping my granddaughter off? So I was talking to some of my coworkers at work that are like Gen Z-ish.
Yeah.
And because I'm a millennial, but an older millennial. And they were like, we're going to help you. All right, we're going to start with your glasses.
Okay.
And so that has been my way to try to look like I'm not just a regular mom, but a cool mom. That's from Mean Girls.
Okay. Okay.
Is with wearing cool glasses.
That is too cool. Yeah, but you rock those glasses.
Thank
like
you.
The purple, the blue, the brown, the black. That's what's up, man.
So I'm giving cool mom.
Yeah, cool mom.
Yes. Okay. That's the goal. Thank you for picking up on that.
My daughter and I, we debate about people being old and who can and cannot drive. And I think the younger generation can't drive. And she said, Dad, you're old, but I'm not old. I don't carry myself like an old person. I don't let my disabilities pull me back like I'm an old person. It bothers me at times, but again, I'm always going to be that cool
age
dad.
is the mindset.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we just broke the ice, and now everybody know that you're a real person. We're going to pay these bills. I got to pay the bills. We'll come right back. So you out there in listening land, don't go anywhere. We're going to come right back with Thrive Here Live in the town of Huntersville.
Sit tight. We'll be back with more after this on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
Well, starting off the new work week, cold and cloudy around the lake. Temperatures struggle to make it into the low 40s this afternoon. A couple light rain showers possible. There'll be ongoing snow showers up in the North Carolina mountains, so a flake or two isn't out of the question around here, but just don't hope for a lot. We're cold, mid-20s overnight. And then for our Tuesday, partly cloudy but cold, upper 30s. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Embrace the magic of the season with a classic Christmas in downtown Mooresville on Friday. Live entertainment, shopping, ice skating, wagon and train rides, carolers, and more begin at 4:30 p.m. Food, beverages, and sweet treats will also be available. Visit mooresvilleevents.com for more information on a classic Christmas in downtown. Bin 110 in Cornelius presents live music with Townley Road on Friday night and Classically Rockin' on Saturday. Click on bin110.com to see their live music lineup, their specialty cocktails and whiskeys, and the food menu. The drive-through holiday balloon glow is Saturday at the Statesville Soccer Complex. From 5 to 6 p.m., visitors will enjoy a magical evening as hot air balloons light up the night sky. Admission is non-perishable food or personal hygiene donations for Iredell Christian Ministries. Visit statesvillenc.com for more details. The Statesville Christmas Parade is Sunday at 3 p.m. The parade route is on Center Street, beginning at Bell Street and ending at Statesville High School. Parade proceeds go to the Masonic Home for Children at Oxford and the Whitestone Retirement Community. Click on parade.statesvillenc.com for more information. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now and runs through January 4th. The drive-through holiday light show features more than 5 million lights circling the iconic oval, pit road, and infield road course. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets and information on Speedway Christmas. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Men over 45, do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Want to learn about alternatives to BPH medication and major surgery? How? Talk to a doctor about the UroLift system. The UroLift system is the #1 chosen minimally invasive BPH procedure in the U.S. It uses a proven approach to treating enlarged prostate symptoms that lifts and holds the enlarged prostate tissue out of the way, so it no longer blocks the urethra. No heating, cutting, removal, or destruction of prostate tissue is required. Find rapid symptom relief while preserving sexual function. Call 1-800-858-7070. 1-800-858-7070. That's 1-800-858-7070. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort while urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention.
Looking to sell or buy in Huntersville or Lake Norman?
Hi, I'm Jeff Snide, owner and managing broker of Blue Oak Realty Group. Here's the truth. Your needs don't pause for the market. Whether you need more space, less space, or just the right fit, I'll help you create a smart strategy that makes sense for your family and your goals. With over a decade of experience right here in Lake Norman, I know this community, and I treat every client's goals like my own.
Call Jeff today or visit BlueOakRealtyGroup.com. Outstanding service, smart moves. That's Blue Oak Realty Group. All right, we're back with more from the Town of Huntersville on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
All right, welcome back to Thrive Here Live in the Town of Huntersville. I am Commissioner Edwin Quarles, and we have a very special guest today. We have my friend, the newly elected CMS District 1 board member, Dr. Charlitta Hatch. Dr. Charlitta Hatch, I want to thank you so much for joining me in the studio today. And I know we're going to get into some CMS stuff, but we talked earlier about me not being the best cook over my mother.
Thank you for admitting that. I hope you heard that, Mama.
Yeah, but by being the go-to person, they're gonna come to me for something to eat.
Yes, you've had to practice. Are you the oldest?
I am the oldest.
Okay, see, I'm the oldest too. So.
And I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And see, I was in the kitchen with my grandma. I was the oldest grandchild on both sides.
Okay.
And I was usually spent the week of Thanksgiving with her.
Okay.
And so I was cooking, making sweet tea, pound cake, grits, all the things with her.
Do you have a specialty?
So I would say, one, I'm a soulful cook. So that's how I describe it. I'm
Okay.
not like a gourmet cook.
Okay.
So it's really soul food and
Okay.
like soulful. And I can cook most of those dishes. But my go-to and what I'm requested for the most is pound cake.
7-Up.
7-Up pound cake.
2 thumbs up. Look at you.
Yes.
Now tell Mark, hey, Edwin might pop over just for that cake.
Yes. I will have it at Christmases. I just did it at Thanksgiving.
Speaking of Christmas, let's do something. Let's play a game. This or that.
Okay. I'm
All right,
ready.
Christmas. Whitney Houston Christmas or the Temptations?
Oh. Okay. I'm going to go with Whitney Houston because I like The Preacher's Wife.
Okay.
And I like watching that during the holidays. And I feel like that album, for sure, is a good album for Christmas.
Okay. Well, I will have to go with the Temptations.
You're giving Temptation.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Now, I would sing some of it for you, but I'm going to keep the show going on. But I'm serious, man. Our men's choir, we sing that too.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, I mean, since you're a better cook than your mama, are you the best singer on the men's choir?
Absolutely not. I run my mouth all the time, but I would never lead a song.
Yep.
I'm not a lead.
No, I'm with you. I always say, if I could sing, I probably wouldn't have any friends because I would probably make life a musical, and God knows what you can handle, and so I can't sing either.
Okay. An artificial Christmas tree or a live Christmas tree?
Both. So my husband grew up live. I
Okay.
grew up artificial. So our main tree is a live tree.
Okay.
And we have 5 artificial trees.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Sherry's not listening to this because she gonna want to put up 3 Christmas trees then, since you said you have 5. And I don't like putting up Christmas decorations.
Really?
Oh, no.
Are you a Grinch or a Scrooge?
No, I just know when Christmas is over, I'm the one to take the stuff down. So, yeah.
Well, okay. No, taking it down, especially now, do you feel like it has to be down by the end of the year? Are you King's Day, or do you don't care what day it comes down?
I was raised, Christmas trees go up after Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
and New Year's Day, it comes down.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's such a tight window if you're raised that way.
Yes.
Like you have to get all that stuff up, because if not, in a week or two, you're having to take it down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you were raised maybe with a live tree, like my husband,
Yes.
you just get the tree whenever, it comes down whenever, so it's not just about live or artificial, it's also when it goes down.
Right. Being married, Sherry is into the live Christmas tree, so I've gotten to the live Christmas tree thing. But, oh, man, you put your little water in the little bowl thing, and then before it's time to take it down, little pine needles all over the floor and all the little plastic. So, ugh. But we have this huge front door. Now I can just pull it out without stuff, being everywhere, but still it's too much of a headache.
It is. No,
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yeah. You're a newly elected official. What inspired you to run for public office?
Oh, I love that question. So when I think about one, there's a couple of different things. One, the state of our country, and like everything that we're just seeing happening before us. And I really do feel like we're in almost like pandemic type times where people don't know what's going to happen from day to day.
Right.
And there's that uncertainty. And so you're starting to think about, this was almost a summertime.
Yeah.
And just the change in landscape of the country. And you're thinking, how is this going to actually impact us down at the local level? So that's like one backdrop to have. And then, thank you for introducing me as Dr. Charlitta Hatch. I did defend
Congratulations.
and get my PhD on the day before Election Day. But my work has really been centered around why families are choosing or not choosing CMS.
Okay.
And looking at the state of public education now with the backdrop of this landscape that we just talked about and the dismantling that's happening before us. It does matter if we have families who whether or not they choose CMS or not, feeling like it's an option.
Correct.
And there are so many families that feel like it's not an option. And so how are we going to protect this public school system where we know there's 140,000 kids, 60% of them are Black and brown?
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to protect this system
Correct.
if families don't feel like it's an option? And I've got this research, and I'm sitting here and I'm writing my dissertation, and I'm looking at all of these implications, which are things that can be done to fix the problems that you've heard, and they're
Right.
all policy related.
Right.
So you have that in the backdrop. And then by day, I work for the city of Charlotte, and I'm the chief data and analytics officer. So I'm responsible for our business intelligence and artificial intelligence strategies. And so in the landscape of everything with AI,
Mm-hmm.
and when you think about with the schools, people will talk about how it's going to change the way students learn, how it's going to change the way teachers teach. But CMS is also the third largest employer in the county. It's
Yeah.
a $2 billion organization. It's also going to change the way that business works.
Absolutely.
And I just felt like, how can I be who I say that I am? Going to school, writing these theories, doing all of these things, doing the work in my day job, and then I don't try for our kids
Yeah.
in our public school system, which is the 18th largest school system in the country.
Yeah.
And I felt very strongly, like with the pandemic, that there are going to be some critical decisions that
Mhm.
this school board is going to have to make. And I do feel like there are going to be other school districts to look to see how we solve them. And so the work and the service that I get to do
Mhm.
now for the
Yeah.
next 4 years, I believe will have a ripple effect across the country. And so I just felt like I got to shoot my shot. I have to try.
Perfect.
And I want to be able to tell my kids that I at least tried. Even if
Yes.
I didn't win, that I did try.
Yes. You know, I don't know if you know, but Hopewell High School been in the system for 25 years, and I've been a volunteer at that school for 25 years. Some years ago, I birthed their Men of Honor program.
Mm.
I saw so many young men, especially men of color, that had potential, but they were missing the love. They wanted love, but they weren't receiving it at home. And that's all they wanted someone to say is, you can do this. And I was able to go in there and laugh and joke with those young men. We would take them on a field trip to Clemson University for a few days to learn from other CEOs who've made it that also were challenges themselves when they were in school. And that was probably one of the biggest rewards, because now I can ride around town or be in the grocery store, and a young person from 2017 will walk up to me and say, "Hey, Mr. Quarles," and they're doing so well in life.
I love that.
That is a great reward. So I love what you're doing, and the reason why you decided to get into an elected role, definitely because of education. One, you're a very intelligent woman, and you're a doctor in education, but it just means so much to want to give back and to stop with our children.
Because it has, I mean, our current school board chair often says the Board of Education is the most important elected body because the impact that we have is felt for generations.
Yeah.
And I have resonated so strongly with that because we have African proverbs that say things like, when you educate, a woman, educate a child, you're educating a nation,
Yeah.
right? And so, and then when you start to think about, what we see, the dismantling happening, like who benefits from a society not being educated?
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
so we've got to make sure that we keep these generations continuing to do better than the last.
Yes, because I have some questions that I want to ask you. You mentioned earlier about culture and I agree with the chair of the school board about education being the number one elected position. It just means so much. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back and pay these bills. We'll come right back with Thrive Here
The
Live.
bills
in
are
the town of-
always due around
We
here.
got to pay it so I can keep coming on the show. So we'll be right back with Thrive Here Live in the town of Huntersville.
You live here, you work here, you thrive here. It's Thrive Here Live, sponsored in part by Blue Oak Realty Group. Back with more, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, starting off the new work week, cold and cloudy around the lake. Temperatures struggle to make it into the low 40s this afternoon. A couple light rain showers possible. There'll be ongoing snow showers up in the North Carolina mountains, so a flake or two isn't out of the question around here, but just don't hope for a lot. We're cold, mid-20s overnight. And then for our Tuesday, partly cloudy but cold, upper 30s. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Give the gift of wow. Shop at Harrison's. They'll be all smiles in new Carhartt. Ariat has layers they'll love, and there's nothing merrier than a pair of Tacovas. Find gifts for everyone at the home of Work Western and wow in Mooresville or at harrisonsusa.com.
Jay White here from Centralina Realty. We're right in the center of North Carolina, and we put you at the center of everything we do. If you're selling a home, buying a home, or adding doors to your rental portfolio, put the team at Centralina Realty to work for you. Go to centralinarealty.com and let's get started.
No one should face an empty plate, especially in our own backyard. At Angels and Sparrows, we are feeding families, fueling futures, and fighting poverty every day. But we can't do it without you. Help us keep our plates full. Join our full plate fundraiser at angelsandsparrows.org.
If you're a builder and you haven't went to Little Shaver's Wood Shop, you're missing all types of lumber products, hard to find woods and paneling materials that are in stock and ready to help you conquer anything the job throws your way. Locally owned, Little Shaver's Wood Shop has a friendly, knowledgeable staff to get you in, out, and on with your day. Little Shaver's Wood Shop, 3301 Salisbury Highway in Statesville. Little Shaver's Wood Shop, LILshavers.com.
Are you sick of running out of hot water? Whether it's in the middle of a shower or doing dishes, cold water's never fun. Say goodbye to those surprises with a Rinnai tankless water heater from GMV Energy. This energy-efficient propane-powered solution heats water instantly, so you'll never run out again. Plus, it saves money and frees up space. Propane models start at just $295 after rebates. Visit any G&V Energy location or gbenergy.com to learn more.
Men over 45, do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Want to learn about alternatives to BPH medication and major surgery? How? Talk to a doctor about the UroLift system. The UroLift system is the #1 chosen minimally invasive BPH procedure in the U.S. It uses a proven approach to treating enlarged prostate symptoms that lifts and holds the enlarged prostate tissue out of the way, so it no longer blocks the urethra. No heating, cutting, removal, or destruction of prostate tissue is required. Find rapid symptom relief while preserving sexual function. Call 1-800-858-7070. 1-800-858-7070. That's 1-800-858-7070. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort while urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention.
Ready to take control of your weight with real medical support? At Renew Specialty Group, we offer semaglutide, tirzepatide, and now retatrutide with complimentary consultations, personalized plans, and real results. Visit RenewHealthWellnessNC.com. Your transformation starts here.
Looking to sell or buy in Huntersville or Lake Norman?
Hi, I'm Jeff Sny, owner and managing broker of Blue Oak Realty Group. Here's the truth. Your needs don't pause for the market. Whether you need more space, less space, or just the right fit, I'll help you create a smart strategy that makes sense for your family and your goals. With over a decade of experience right here in Lake Norman, I know this community, and I treat every client's goals like my own.
Call Jeff today or visit BlueOakRealtyGroup.com. Outstanding service, smart moves. That's Blue Oak Realty Group.
Hello. Yes, I'm Andrea, the owner of Spotless Cleaning. Today I'm calling you to help you finish your Christmas shopping. My grandparents in Brazil taught me perfect gifts do not clutter and do not require dusting. But I will tell you, the perfect gifts does this for you. Have our trained technicians wrapped under your tree this year. Well, you know what I mean. Gift cards. Give time and Christmas sparkle for all of 2026. Spotless Cleaning and Seed.com.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local. Starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Paramount Skydance is offering more than $108 billion in an all-cash deal for all of Warner Brothers' Discovery. Axios says Affinity Partners, a private equity firm led by President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, is part of the bid. The president, meanwhile, says Netflix's $82 billion cash and stock option for Warner, but not its cable channels, may be an antitrust problem. The FAA wants to know if U.S. Airlines complied with an emergency order to cut flights at 40 major airports during the recent government shutdown. Carriers could face fines of up to $75,000 for each flight over the mandated reductions. The family money app Greenlight finds kids and teens up to age 17 invested more than $70 million last year. That's up from 66% the year before. Most of that money is going into tech stocks. On Wall Street, the Dow is off 0.25%, while the Nasdaq and the S&P are up slightly. Daria Albinger, Bloomberg Radio.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here. All right, we're back with more on the Town of Huntersville on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
All right, welcome back. We're Thrive Here Live in the Town of Huntersville. I'm Commissioner Edwin Quarles, and we have my very dear friend, newly elected CMS District 1 board member, Dr. Charlitta Hatch. And again, Charlitta, thank you so much for being in the studio with me.
Thank you. I'm having a good time so far.
Oh, man, this is all about fun, just sharing the information. Speaking of fun and sharing information, it just dawned on me. I think what we should do for this Thrive Here Live is to have you as our District 1 representative to do a segment or a show, whether it's maybe quarterly. You can come in and share what's going on in CMS.
I would love that because I think it's so important to demystify it.
Yes.
And make our big public school system feel small because that's what families want.
Yes.
They want their kid to be seen. They want to know that they have a person if something's not right. And we have those things in place, but we've got to figure out how we can connect those dots to more families. So I love that.
So what we need to do then is remember the minutes and seconds on this podcast and forward that to the mayor.
Noted.
Oh, man, because that is really cool. Knowledge is key, and people don't know what they don't know. And many people do not trust one elected officials, but definitely CMS or your school system, you guys aren't trusted. And I think when people get to know that you are a real person, you want to share the information, what's going on, it would just bring value to our communities.
And I have to go back to my research. And as I spoke to, in total, probably about 250 families within the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area, really was probing on how do they find their information out and what are they looking for and what are their priorities for schools. And the number one thing that I found was the systemic lack of trust within the systemic system of the schools. And I had to unpack that and say, like, what is this trust? And it goes back to the story between my brother and I. Like, we both navigated through CMS.
Mm-hmm.
My brother got held back in the 4th grade and the 6th grade.
Okay.
In the 3rd grade, so this is like late 80s, early 90s, they tried to tell my parents that he had ADD.
Okay.
And this is a different time period, right? Now it's more acceptable. My parents like, you're not going to label my son. He's fine. And he really did need the help, right? And so for him, even though he's in Virginia now, I would imagine if he was raising my niece in the system,
mm-hmm.
he would have a lack of trust because he would feel like the system had let him down.
Yes.
And there's so many people that have different experiences that we don't know what they are. And we have to name those issues and not make it seem like it's perfect. But I do believe there's solutions in place. You just have to help people find them.
I know, again, back to those young men I mentored at Hopewell High School, the system was holding them back as far as with their advancement. When I was in school, we had woodwork, auto mechanics, we had with home economics, things of that nature. Most of those young men that I mentored went out here and got some type of trade, and they're doing probably better than some of their peers that went on to get a college degree from a 4-year university. And I feel that if we have more of the hands-on, because we all learn differently. I know of a young man who went to a diesel mechanic school, graduated from the top of his class, and is doing extremely well, not only financially, but as a young man and a valuable asset in society. So again, I just wish we had more of those type of programs still in our school system.
Well, that's why I like, so CMS has 4 goals. And the 4th goal is that every student will leave enrolled, employed, or enlisted. And I like the fact that it's more than just enrolled, right? Because I think for so long, the American dream was you go to college, you buy a house, and you have this family and a dog, right? And now, as the world evolves, we have to evolve of that and widen the view of what does success look like. If you don't go to college, that doesn't mean that you're not successful.
Correct.
And I think that's a cultural thing we have to reframe in our head, but also a society thing that you can thrive here in Huntersville,
Thrive live. That's right.
regardless of the path, as long as you have a path.
Yes.
Because there are people who don't have a path, right? And so then they are unemployed or underemployed. And so if you're employed, enlisted, or enrolled, that is success.
Yeah. Now, your new role is going to be on-the-job training. And you're going to see things from a different set of lenses from when you were on the campaign trail. Once you swear in and it's live action, are you ready to drink from a fire hose?
Well, I feel like I'm already drinking from a fire hose. And so I think I have to set the expectations with myself that there is going to be a constant fire hose for a while until I get my footing. And for those listening, the space and the grace to know that my heart is good.
Yes.
But, you know, it's going to take time to figure it out because the system is so large. And when you're campaigning, you're running on, I got it. You know, I've got the answers because people want to know your plan.
Correct. Well, speaking of that, are there things that you ran on that you learn now, since you've already started some type of training, that you can't do because it's be like stepping on someone else's toes?
Oh, that's so good. I would say everything, and I ran on 3 things. Log in, which was family engagement. Level up, which was around artificial intelligence. And lead forward, which would be a solutions-oriented, innovative crisis leader. In the way in which I thought I would attack those problems, I understand now that it's different. Because as the board member, and it's really around the vision setting, the culture setting, making sure that the staff is empowered and have the tools that they need. I thought that I would, and I didn't know this at the time when I was running, but just a little bit of learning that I've gotten so far, I was almost running like a super staff member. Right? Like I'm going to come in and I'm going to be a part of the family engagement department, and I'm going to help with these community events. And I'm going to help with this communication plan and all of those things. And so now I think my role would be, how do I make this a priority? Does there need to be a policy in place that drives accountability? Do we need to make sure when we approve the budget that there's the right amount of resources allocated to those spaces? But to actually go do it would be dishonoring the people that are doing the work right now. And we all know that it's important for people to know their role and to play their position. And when you step out of that, you break down the rest of the plays, and it could have an impact on students ultimately, right? And so it has been interesting to unlearn so quickly, and we're less than a little bit over a month in, that I have to make sure I play my position, and that I partner correctly with the other positions on the field.
Now, when is your swearing in?
It is tomorrow, December 9th, at 6 p.m. at the Government Center.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
Crazy question, but I know you're excited.
I am excited, and I'm even more excited that my babies, I'm hopeful that they're 8 and 4 and they argue, but I'm hoping that they will hold the Bible together.
Well, what we're going to ask people on the listening world to hold together. We'll be right back with Thrive Here Live in the town of Huntersville.
Sit tight. We'll be back with more after this on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
Well, starting off the new work week, cold and cloudy around the lake. Temperatures struggle to make it into the low 40s this afternoon. A couple light rain showers possible. There'll be ongoing snow showers up in the North Carolina mountains, so a flake or two isn't out of the question around here, but just don't hope for a lot. We're cold, mid-20s overnight. And then for our Tuesday, partly cloudy but cold, upper 30s. That's your forecast. From the WSIC Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Embrace the magic of the season with a classic Christmas in downtown Mooresville on Friday. Live entertainment, shopping, ice skating, wagon and train rides, carolers, and more begin at 4:30 p.m. Food, beverages, and sweet treats will also be available. Visit mooresvilleevents.com for more information on a classic Christmas in downtown. Bin 110 in Cornelius presents live music with Townley Road on Friday night and Classically Rockin' on Saturday. Click on bin110.com to see their live music lineup, their specialty cocktails and whiskeys, and the food menu. The drive-through holiday balloon glow is Saturday at the Statesville Soccer Complex. From 5 to 6 p.m., visitors will enjoy a magical evening as hot air balloons light up the night sky. Admission is non-perishable food or personal hygiene donations for Iredell Christian Ministries. Visit statesvillenc.com for more details. The Statesville Christmas Parade is Sunday at 3 p.m. The parade route is on Center Street, beginning at Bell Street and ending at Statesville High School. Parade proceeds go to the Masonic Home for Children at Oxford and the Whitestone Retirement Community. Click on parade.statesvillenc.com for more information. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now and runs through January 4th. The drive-through holiday light show features more than 5 million lights circling the iconic oval, pit road, and infield road course. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets and information on Speedway Christmas. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
At Kane Center for the Arts, we believe art is for everyone. From our exciting performing arts series and gallery exhibits to robust education programs and impactful community initiatives, there's something for everyone. Visit kanearts.org.
Looking to sell or buy in Huntersville or Lake Norman?
Hi, I'm Jeff Snide, owner and managing broker of Blue Oak Realty Group. Here's the truth. Your needs don't pause for the market. Whether you need more space, less space, or just the right fit, I'll help you create a smart strategy that makes sense for your family and your goals. With over a decade of experience right here in Lake Norman, I know this community, and I treat every client's goals like my own.
Call Jeff today or visit blueoakrealtygroup.com. Outstanding service, smart moves. That's Blue Oak Realty Group.
All right, we're back with more from the Town of Huntersville on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
All right, welcome back to Thrive Here Live in the Town of Huntersville. I am Commissioner Edwin Quarles, and today we have one of my very dear friends, newly elected CMS District 1 board member, Dr. Charlitta Hatch. And Charlitta, as I said earlier, thank you so much for joining me in studio today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm having such a wonderful time
Me
with
too.
you. You are a very impressive young lady. I know that our CMS school system will be blessed and they will benefit from having you on the board. 4 years. I wish we had 4-year terms because with us, your first year you're serving and learning, then the second year you're campaigning.
Right.
It's so hard to get something done.
I agree. Yeah. And I mean, that was one of the bigger sticking points that I had campaigning. I'm like, you have to understand that you're making this is the only vote that you're making from a people perspective. That's 4 years.
Correct.
That's a long time, and you have to really be future forward thinking about what skills might you need in 4 years.
Yeah.
Over the course of 4 years. So in a way, I'm glad that it's, allows you to actually see what people can do and deliver and, all of that. But it is a big commitment.
Yes. And speaking of running in 4 years, you ran on a platform that many voters, I mean, you wiped the slate, man. I mean, you rocked it with the voters. So many voters agreed with your platform. What do you see as your top priority for the board, as well as what is CMS as a board's top priority?
Oh, I love that question. And so the board has 4 goals, and I love them because they're simple and you can understand. It's very much focused on student outcomes, which is what the board is charged to do. So that's one of the other things that I've learned. It's the board is focused on students. The adults are within the operation, right?
Yes.
So you start to think about the dynamics of people that feel left out,
Okay.
right? It's all the grown-ups
Yes.
from the board's conversation.
Okay.
Because the board is saying that if we can focus on student outcomes, what we've learned is student outcomes don't change until adult behaviors change.
Absolutely.
Right? So we have to set these aggressive student outcome goals so then that the superintendent and her team can work with the adults. There's 4 goals. The first goal is the first 2 goals are around literacy. So K through 2 and then 3 through 5, making sure that our students can read and understand and learn.
Okay.
The third goal is around math, middle school math, and then the 4th goal is around enrollment, employment, or enlisted, and that every school will lead that way.
Yes.
What we found is that the previous board got 60,000 community voices to say these are our priorities.
Okay.
To help shape those 4 goals,
Right.
which I think is great. Because again, the board is responsible for setting the vision and representing the community's values.
Yes.
So I would say my goals, like kind of separately, because I am aligned with reading the math and what we want our students to be able to do when they leave here, is really around connecting those dots
Yes.
back with our families.
Okay.
It's how do we really make sure families and parents, community leaders, small business owners, churches understand what we're doing and can match and mirror that and feel confident that we're doing what they've asked us to do for their students.
Yes.
And I do believe as a millennial, older millennial, but still a millennial, someone that doesn't have a kid in CMS yet because she's 4, having a 3rd grader in CMS,
Yes.
that's a boy,
Yeah.
right? And being able to walk this journey where my son will be in middle school, when this term is up.
Yes.
I'm hoping that parents can see themselves in me,
Yes.
especially parents with younger kids, and that we can go on this journey together.
Yes.
And I think having the lens of not being a former educator allows me to not have this insider knowledge.
Correct.
So I'm experiencing things as a parent too, and a parent that's going through a lot of these things the first time.
Yes.
So I just get to sit in a different seat, but I can represent those voices.
I'm going to give a plug and a shout out to Ms. Tracy Pickard. She was the principal at Hopewell High School. Now she's at Ransom Middle School. And that lady, you mentioned student outcomes, you mentioned adults and connecting the dots. I salute her because she got in the middle of these tough boys, sassy mouth girls, and she really pretended to be the parent in the school. Not only the principal, but the parent. She didn't tolerate certain things, and I know you want, hopefully, other school systems will say, well, how did CMS do this? And we're going to follow that model they had. I think Mrs. Pickard should be brought in and just question, how did you do what you did? I know of some communities, very tough communities, that this lady went in on Saturdays, walking the streets, knocking on doors. And a lot of the parents didn't even accept her. But she cared that much for that school system and those young kids. She poured a lot into it. So it was things outside of being a principal. She wanted to make sure that she was involved in the community. And that right there is when you say student outcomes. I know within District 1, all the districts though, but District 1 is your district. Schools perform at different levels. Some of the schools have different resources. How do you plan on making a balance, or what would your presence be in the various schools within your district?
So one, I definitely plan to do some on-site visits and to have 2 conversations. One with the faculty rep at each school, because each school has a faculty member that's been elected by the faculty in that school to represent them. Because I do know that every school is unique and different. And I think hearing the voices of the teachers in that building and being able to distill what's different, let's say at Bailey versus Alexander, right? or Huff versus North,
Okay.
like being able to understand the different uniqueness from the different towns. So we have North Charlotte, Huntersville, Cornelius, and Davison. They all have different experiences, different resources, and different needs. And to be able to represent that, I think you actually need to make sure you're not getting information that's been distilled.
Yes.
So I definitely want to talk to that person. I also want to talk to the PTA leaders,
Excellent.
right? Because I want to hear from the parents, their experiences, so we can marry those things up and really let that drive the agenda. Because again, although I can be honest and accountable about this, I campaigned on what I thought,
Right.
but now I want to deliver on what I know
Okay.
and what I know from the community's voices. So
Yes.
it's not because although I get to, and I say get to on purpose because I do think it's an honor and a privilege, I get to sit in the seat, but I come representing many.
Absolutely.
And I can't represent many if I don't hear.
And representing many, you have to have an understanding on culture. I was in a sociology class, matter of fact, sociology of the family, and we learned so much about culture, why this group of people may act a certain way and think it's normal. Um, in your role, you will have to be a balanced person and understand, okay, what's missing in this home and the why. Are you willing to have town halls?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
And not only that, I think I take it a step further and say, are you willing to do one with me?
Absolutely. I would love to do that.
Because I do think that there is, at least what I felt like I heard on the campaign trail, and that's just a snapshot, right? Is that some of the actual issues are complex where they cross over,
Yes.
right? So it may not be within my purview, but it feels like it is,
Yes.
right? But if we can all hear together, then they can see us collaborating to actually solve their issue. So it could be the county, it could be the town, it could be the board, it could be the legislator, it could be a combination of all.
Yes.
And so I think it would be helpful if we do those things together because the community doesn't care whose job it is. They just want it solved.
Right.
So let's show up together.
All right, let's take the lead on that because I've worked so well with Mecklenburg County Commissioners and County Manager Michael Bryant. I've also been able to work, work well with my peers at the town of Cornelius and Davison. I have many friends on CMS school board, but we don't do things together. And you just hit the nail on the head. It would be amazing for us to have just a joint town hall or town event where people can come in and ask many questions, see how all parts of your government works.
And again, I mean, and what I think I get the benefit of working at the city, and oftentimes, sometimes what people are talking about is the county. Somebody who has a problem, who's looking for food or housing or whatever, they don't care.
Correct.
Right? Or even when they call someone within the city, I can't say, oh, well, this is actually that department.
Yes.
I could.
Yes.
But if I'm actually community centered, the person doesn't care which department it is. They just want you to hear their issue and solve it.
When I started my first business, I used to be a logistics manager at a printing company. And I learned all the different roles, but each part played a major role in making the entire operation work. And I think we can do that with our elected officials within Mecklenburg County, whether it's town commissioners, CMS school board, City of Charlotte County. I think it would be amazing. Charlie, I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
this
man,
was awesome.
It was almost
Can't
like
believe
Christmas.
it's over.
I know, it's a fast hour.
Yes.
It was like Christmas. I kept saying, oh, man, I got Charlitta tomorrow. I want to double check, make sure we're going to be on the show together. Put on a little fancy shirt. And
You
squirt my
did,
good
and you
uncle
look
on.
nice.
I thank you very much. But you're amazing. CMS is going to be blessed with you.
Thank
so for
you.
those out there in listening land, I want to thank you so much for joining us with Thrive Here Live in the town of Huntersville. And again, reach out to Dr. Charlitta Hatch.
Yes,
CMS
thank
school board.
y'all.
All right. Y'all be blessed. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for spending part of your holiday season with us.